just making sure I am live and you can hear me, you can see me, and all is good. Happy Friday. Hot Friday. It was very hot today. I'll wait a few minutes to let you guys get on and everything. If you're stamping along or wanting to stamp along, I'm using the Spotlight on Nature stamp set tonight, which was probably a little bit obvious with the card class title. And the dies, the dies are super fabulous. So even if you're not into the greetings or the nature look, get the dies. The dies are fabulous. Let me go get them because they're actually still over there. And because I was die cutting for the in-person class, which isn't until next week. So let me get those. I don't even know if I grabbed all of them. But I have the majority of them, at least. But there's millions of circles. Let's see how many there are to be exact. 12. So there's 12 circles in 3 different patterns. Whoop. And there's like this. Obviously, you'll see them throughout the class. And like I said, I think I'm missing a few. Ooh, that one goes with the set. So yeah, I'm missing some of these. But this one has like a dash and a dot, a dash and a dot. I don't know how well the camera is going to pick that up. Hi, Denise. Hi, Lynn. Lynn, you're getting a sneak peek for class next week. But the other one is like a three-petaled flower, half a flower, greenery piece, whatever you want to call that. Like, I don't know, I almost am like it's not a flower, but there's like 3 petals, like one out, one to the side, and one to the side. And then I super love this one because this one is just like a line. It's not an actual like die cut. So like with these, you have to like poke out any extras that don't come out or poke it out of the die. Like you can see this one, it pulled out all of them. So the die cut looks amazing. But then I have to run the little take your pick brush over to pop out all of those. But this one is just like a little like indentation. So there's nothing to poke out. So it's really, really easy to be able to use. But that's the 3 styles. There are 4 sizes to each pattern. So like that's why I said I'm missing some. So here's like the 4 right here. And then this one has 3 and this one has 3 because I don't know if they're buried over there somewhere. But yeah, so there's 4 each. And then, so that's the die set. And then this is Spotlight on Nature. I will say right now, the dies are on back order, so you can't actually get this bundle right now. But bundles are an additional 10% off, making them a total of 20% off throughout the month of June. So if you've had your eye on a bundle and now's the time to get it for that extra discount. But so it says, dear friend, thanks. There's a butterfly. There's 2, like this one's like little speckles. And then this one's like a crisscrossy, almost like a road rashy sort of look. I only say that because my kids get road rash whenever they fall on their bikes or, you know, whatever. They get like more bruises than they do road rash. But, and then like a leaf and some, what I would say, well, those actually aren't tulips. Does anybody know the name of that flower? I'm not sure. And then a butterfly. Happy Friday, Denise. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, let me start with, hi, happy Friday. I'm Laura, and I'm with LaurasStampPad, and this is my monthly online card class. So it is free to watch. You can also get the PDF tutorial off of my Etsy shop. I have oodles and oodles of PDF tutorials for like for bundles, but there's also a lot of techniques on there and stuff. So you could always modify the tutorial to whatever stamp set or bundle or whatever you would like. I give a lot of options, like your favorite die cut of choice, your favorite greeting of choice. Honestly, this class, I would love to do some of these cards as like birthday or thinking of you or something like that. But I did, for this class, I did stick with dear friend, some of it just as friend, and then thanks. But you could always bring in your favorite greeting as well. So let's get started. We're going to start off, as always, we're going to start off easy and work our way up and save the hardest one for the end. Oh, also, another little sneak peek. This class is actually 6 cards instead of 5 because, I don't know, I couldn't stop, I guess. So we're also using the in colors. So you're going to see all 5 in colors, which we're actually not using Pretty in Pink and Peach Pie ink. But we are using the cardstock for those. And then, of course, Petunia Pop, Summer Splash. And I took my Shy Shamrock over there to work on my paper pumpkin. And we do actually need that one, of course. Typically, whenever I set up for a class, I'm like, Laura, you're done working in here. Go work on your computer or do something else. But this afternoon, I don't know. I was like, I have time. I'm down here. I'm going to start putting together Paper Pumpkin. And I went and grabbed my full-size ink pad for Paper Pumpkin. So, in case you were wondering, the June Paper Pumpkin uses Shy Shamrock as the color. So, for this class, I'm actually going to use Shy Shamrock, Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, and then I used Basic Gray. You could always use Memento Black if you wish, but I kind of like that softer look of the gray versus the black. So that's why I went with that. And actually, you could probably do Basic Gray for a lot of the images. So we're going to start with this one. I used thick Basic White card base, and I'm just going to go ahead and fold that in half and grab my bone folder for that nice strong crease. And then I used Designer Series paper. And the fun thing about this is there are two different prints. There's 4 prints. 3 each of 2 double-sided. See, and this is where I always get confused. So there's, let's see. There's this. This is front and back. And then the other one is stripes and florals. So there's stripes and florals, and then there's circles and I don't know how I would even explain this. Like, I want to say like Aztec-y, something along those lines. So there's 3 sheets of this and 3 sheets of this. So technically you have 4 prints that you can play with and mix and mingle. And this is just 1 inch by 5 inches. So on a 6x6 sheet, you get 7 of these. So you really kind of maximize your Designer Series paper. Let's see. How do I want to, like, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to start by putting my middle one down first. And I'm going to eyeball the middle because that's what I do. I wing it. I probably could have used the grid, but I actually find that sometimes whenever I use the grid, I'm more off than if I just wing it. So I'm winging it. And then now I have a smaller section that I need to line up or center between. And really, you could do these closer together, farther apart. You could also do this same print in a 1.5 inch. And then you would have less white space. Geez, this one really wants to stick before I'm ready. Okay, there we go. So you could do them closer together, farther apart. You could do 4 and really like cram them in with smaller gap. Or like I said, you could do 1.5 inch if you wish. And then I'm going to stamp thanks in basic gray. And this one there uses that half a flower 3-petal die. And we're just going to stamp thanks right in the middle. And then to add our ribbon, I'm just going to fold the ribbon in half. I'm actually going to add a dab of adhesive on the back. Fold the ribbon in half. Yes. And then now I'm just going to smash some dimensionals over the top to help secure that down. So really that original adhesive that I put down was just to kind of hold my ribbon in place while I do this. And yes, I'm a dimensional overuser, so I have a lot on there. Hi, Jan. Welcome. So many of you guys watching tonight. Makes my little heart happy. Then I have friends to stamp with because I only do 1 class a month during the summer, or at least June and July. I'm going back to 2, I think, in August, just for my own sanity. But you guys, I miss you. I had a stamp club this week, and like I was literally just like, I can't wait to see everybody. I was so happy to see them. Okay, and then we're just going to add, where is my take your pick tool? Well, well, it's got a cap on it, so I think we're fine. But we're going to put this one in. Does it go backwards? Forwards? Am I doing this wrong? Do I just keep going? What's going on here? Well, I'm so happy to see you tonight too. 3 hours? It's still cold. I was going to say 3 hours on the beach sounds exhausting. Okay. I guess I'm going to get a different one. And I'll pick up my X-Acto knife tip off the floor. This is what happens. I had stamp clubs, so I put them all away, but I put them all away over there. Okay. Here we go. Putty tip. And we are going to add our little gems. These are the resin dots. That one really didn't want to move. There, the putty's just now coming out. There we go. We're going to put it right there. And then for the inside, so like this is where like on the inside you could always do one of those detailed images. You could also do an additional strip, which I thought I put an additional strip in here, but I guess I didn't. Or you can also do the gray. So if you didn't actually have the peach pie, and I didn't put in the instructions peach pie, I actually put in the instructions to do a 4th strip on the inside as a decoration. But you can always add a greeting of your choice. You can, I feel like I have a hair. You can add the little foo-foo. I know some people really like to put greetings on the inside. Me, I write really big, so I don't really care to do a greeting on the inside. But every once in a while I do. If anything, I just like a little decoration. And then we will decorate our envelope as well. So when you say the beach is cold, what temperature is that? I know the kids swam at the neighbor's pool, and it like last fall, and it was 66 degrees, and that was really cold. We swam in it the other day, and it was cold, but the air and the sun was super hot, and I think she said it was like 76, but she said like 80 is really nice. So what do you consider cold for the beach? So here is card number 1. Anybody else can answer that question too. Not just Jan. What is your pool, water, beach temp that you prefer? High 60s. Oh, okay. Ugh. Yeah. I would say that's cold then. Like I said, if the kids swam and it was 66 and that was like Claire's lips were turning blue really quick. Don't worry, she was fine. Not really quick. She was in there for like 5 minutes or something. But yeah, and then she was cold when she got out. But again, the air temperature was pretty chilly too. She was just dying to get in the pool. So she got in. So yeah, that's card number 1. See, this is the problem. I get chit-chatting too much and then I like lose track of what I'm doing. You guys all know me. I'm such a talker. This is card number 2. You guys, Shy Shamrock. It is just such a pretty green. I love it. So pretty. And so, like, I ended up going, a lot of these cards ended up being very monochromatic. And that wasn't, like, super on purpose, but it was just super fun to focus on that one color of card. So that's kind of what ended up happening. So this one, you can either cut it as 7.5 by 5.5, or you can do a regular card base and then just cut an inch off the card front. And I actually, in this one, I didn't actually use that inch. I typically do try to use that somewhere else on the card so that it's sort of like a no waste sort of concept, but I didn't for this one. So now we're just going to add some designer paper to that front panel. And this one I did, oh, I don't want this one. I wonder, that's, you know what, it'll be fine. But I was die cutting these, and I realized that like I could mix and match, like you could do either the dashes or the little flowers or the other one, and then that way I could die cut 3 at a time, and then you could pick which one you wanted. But this one, you would almost need to do that with both of these. But you know what? It'll be fine, because I'm not getting up to go over to the other table again. So I have, this one's that little 3-leaf one, and then this one is the dash. And you guys let me know. Brad said you couldn't see it. So I need you to vote before I do it. But do you think I should do the greeting in Shy Shamrock onto Shy Shamrock, or do you think I should do it in basic gray? Can you guys see friend right here? I guess the fact that I have to point it out might be a bad sign. But like, can you guys see? Ooh, the sun was 92. Why is it so cold then? I guess because it's an ocean. It's a big body of water. So yeah, can you guys see friend? Do you think it should stay Shy Shamrock, or do you think I should stamp it in basic gray? So you guys can vote Shy Shamrock or basic gray. Let me know. And I will start by stamping the leaves. So I'm going to stamp some leaves on the inside of the card. And I'm going to stamp some leaves on the envelope. And I'm going to stamp some leaves on the white die cut. So I'm going to do one here and then one here. And you could have, like, you could stamp like 1, 2, and then have like sort of like an offset, like, you know, one would be like this and the other one would be like lighter and kind of have that look. That would have been really pretty. But it's too late for me now, unless I flipped it over. But like, not to say that these dies have one side, but they kind of do, because the die kind of like curls the paper in. So it's like a smooth rounded look. Whereas if I flipped it over, it seems like more of like a rough, like, you know, it's the curved inside. You guys know what I mean, right? I'm not crazy. You guys know? Yes? Hopefully. Don't make me feel crazy. So yeah, let me know. Gray or Shy Shamrock. Gray or green. So we're going to add this to the inside. And then the main thing about this is that if you have it hang off, just make sure that you don't have adhesive in that spot. Otherwise, you can have it hang off like a lot, or you can not have it hang off like not at all. Just note that if you have it hang off, so like I kind of like go like that and then no adhesive where my fingers are. And then I usually try to put adhesive in that spot first. Okay, so don't do it over there, and then just fill in. You guys think I should do green? Okay. I kind of liked the green too for the monochromatic look, but Brad's like, I don't think you can see that unless you're in perfect lighting. I'm like, well, get into perfect lighting then maybe. I don't know. I think you can see it. And this one, I actually, okay, so darker green. Ooh, that is a good idea. We're going to stay with Shy Shamrock just because otherwise that's going to open a whole can of worms of which green do I get to pick. So it says Dear Friend, but I just wanted to do Friend because I wanted this small one. So I'm just going to ink up Friend and double check. Oh, I did get a little bit on there, but I feel like I wiped it off good. Otherwise, you could always put a little Post-it over top of that and then stamp it down. But I feel pretty confident. And then it says just Friend, which is super cute. Okay, and then this one I'm going to kind of overlap. So on the top side, I'm just going to add some two-sided tape, and then I'm going to put a dimensional on the bottom side. Just one. I know. How crazy is that? Who am I? And that one's going to hang off just a hair too. And then I'm going to go back to those fabulous in color resin dots. No. Got you. All good. And add some of those around this card. You know, I almost feel like I want to put one down there, which is technically the inside. I know sometimes you might be like, well, wait, what the heck is that? But it does look kind of cool from the front. I also feel like one needs to go there and then there. Should I do 5 or should I stick with 3? I'm going to stick with 3 and not overdo it because I tend to do that a lot. And I still have in-person class and I don't want to be like, I used 5 on mine, but you guys can't because I'm almost out. So, so here is card number 2. And this is the Friend card. And you could easily make this card in so many different colors. I think even with the greenery, I think it would look really pretty in multiple shades of green. It would look really pretty in blues, like a deep blue, even like a navy. That would be really pretty. And even like non-monochromatic and, you know, mix and match some colors too. That would be super cute. So, like, again, I feel like these card layouts are super fun for any style of stamp set, any color, any theme, anything like that. Okay. Now, we're just moving down the line with all the in colors. Which is your favorite in color, you guys? I am loving all of them. Loving. Like, I feel like these in colors are just talking to me. Like, I don't care about the other 40 colors right now because they're so pretty. I'm loving all of them. Like, last year, I'm going to be honest, totally not my jam. Didn't really care for most of them. Don't hardly use them. But, you know, it's always kind of a yo-yo. I feel like, you know, they nail it on some and then they just don't on others. And you know what? That means that it's hitting a different perspective. Like, I'm sure some other people probably really don't care for these. And that's fine. You probably love those other ones, though. So it evens out. Jan, are you watching me on both YouTube and Facebook? Or did you just decide to switch? Okay, so this one, I decided to add color to the paper and then stamp that flower right over top. So I have my piece of paper and I have my Post-its. And this one I am actually going to use the grid. So I am going to do 2 boxes. But this is like centimeters instead of inches, and I'm pretty sure I used inches last time. So this might be more or less, I'm not sure. And then, and you can wing it. You can make it as wide or as skinny as you want. I did, hi babe. Careful, I have open ink pads. Say hi to everyone.
Hi.
You going to bed?
I don't think nobody can see you.
Hold on. Yeah, they can see you. This one, there's a slight delay on it. There you are. See?
Yeah.
So you can kind of set this down and say like, oh, I want it to be as wide as the flower is, or you can let the flower. Good night. Love you.
Bye.
I'll come say, I'll come kiss you afterwards.
Okay.
Okay. Sleep
Bye.
tight. Love you. Or you can say like, I want it to hang off a little there and then hang off a little here, and that'll be perfect. Or you can stamp friend first and then base it off of that. So I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to use my blending brush and Petunia Pop. So we're just going to do a light little rub in the ink. I'm not pressing really hard. As you, like you can see, like I pressed really hard and you can see like how it like lightens up. You don't need to press that hard. Just a light little, you know, smear in the ink. And then my suggestion is to never start on your paper. Start off your paper and swirl your way in, okay? So I'm going to start off my paper and swirl my way in. If you start, like, you would end up having one of these dark globs, and that's why I don't want you to start on your paper, because you get that dark glob, and then you go, oh, that's really dark. So I always suggest starting off and then swirl your way in. And I work in, like, a circular pattern usually. I just find that it's usually less streaky looking. Of course, you're probably thinking it looks very circular. It does. I also found that I kind of liked how, well, and then this happened because as you work your way in, unless you work your way to the side, but make sure to stay safe on this side because there is white cardstock showing. There isn't on this side. But that it's like the darkest on the bottom. So I always kind of made sure I wanted like the top and the bottom to be like a little extra dark. And you can go as dark or as light as you want. And it doesn't have to be like super smooth. Like honestly, it's killing me to look at the camera because I feel like it is very blotchy on the camera. But I feel like it looks like semi-okay in person. So I'm kind of like, I'm good. I'm going to leave it like that. But I'm also going to stamp a flower over the top and you're not even going to be able to notice any of this. So these, I'm just sticking on my camera mount. And then now I'm going to stamp that flower image. And like you could do this in green and then stamp that greenery leaf in it. So many fun different ways that you could use this same look. Yay! So beautiful. And of course it kind of takes away from like that looks awkward. Because now that the flower's over the top of it, you can't really like tell. And then I'm just going to add some flowers here. I could have like cleaned it off and stamped it in Petunia Pop, but that's okay. And did I actually stamp? Oh, I did actually use Petunia Pop and stamped the inside with that little grid. So you could do that, or you could stamp and clean the flowers. I also need to... Oh, how fun. You should have stopped by if you were in Edwardsville. No, that's okay. So I'm going to do the whole friend thing again, and I'm going to do it in the gray. Just friend. And boop. Yay. Love it. But then we're going to do the little grid. And I will do that in Petunia Pop on the inside of the card. I almost want to do just a funky little pattern. I wanted to try it out. I'm not sure whether I like it or not, but it's done. It's good. Do you ever do that? Or are you too like nervous to like commit to like, well, I don't want to do that and then mess it up? I'm pretty like, let's just wing it and see. And like, honestly, I'm kind of like, it didn't turn out the best. I might not repeat it. But I usually am not like, that looks awful. Every once in a while that happens. And then I'm just like, no, not doing that. But I also think like, everybody's taste is different. And by the time I write a message, some people might even be like, I didn't even notice that because your message was so sweet. And like, I'm not saying that to toot my own horn because I doubt my message was just that sweet. But I'm telling you guys, people love a handmade card. Like, my heart just absolutely melted, and I wanted, like, I want to just send cards randomly to my OBGYN office. And you're probably thinking, like, Laura, you've really lost your mind. But, like, it's things like these that fuel me to do this, to do what I love, because I love making cards. I love it. It's so much fun. It brings me joy. It gives me a creative outlet. I absolutely love it. But you know what I love even more? Is putting a smile on other people's faces. And when something that I'm doing it because I love it. So the fact that I'm giving you a card, you're kind of just taking it off my hands so that my house doesn't become full of cards. So you're kind of doing me a favor by having a birthday or, coming across my mind and making me want to send you a card. So then it's like, it's double amazing. But I gave cookies whenever I went to my OBGYN's office this week. I was in the shower the night before and was like, oh, I didn't make cards. And I was like, you know what? I am way too tired to go downstairs and start making cards. And how many would I make? And then the other thing, normally I just sign like, you're amazing or have a wonderful day. Something very basic. But then I always feel bad. Like, what if I don't have enough for everyone? Like, I don't want to leave somebody out. Anyway, I have cookies. So I pulled some cookies out of, I need some gems. Pulled some cookies out of the freezer. Because like usually whenever they arrive, they're Cheryl's cookies. Have you guys ever gotten Cheryl's cookies? They're amazing. But I pulled some out of the freezer so that I could take them the next day so that they're super fresh and yummy. And I gave them to the nurses and my doctor and everything. And my doctor was like, like, you know, I said, I can't come empty-handed. And she's like, I have the card that you gave me years ago. It's still in my office. And I was like, that's so heartwarming for me. And then she said, well, we don't really get a lot of stuff like that. So you guys, give your doctors stuff like that. Warm their hearts. Make their days. I love, love, love my OBGYN office. I even drive to them, which is like 20, 25 minutes away, rather than whenever the doctor randomly comes over here, just because I want to see everybody in the office. I love them. And I know that sounds like crazy, and I'm sure like someday I'm going to be like, no, I just need to get it done and over with in 5 minutes instead of 25 minutes. But like, I love them so much. So I always want to give them goodies and things. I was sad when most of the girls, or some of the girls, weren't there because she was on vacation and stuff. And so was her, like, I want to say maybe her and her helper, or like, I don't know, the 2 nurses that are in the back. And the OBGYN were actually gone. Most likely they all took vacation at the same time, but I don't know. Anyway, back to stamping. This is card number 3. So here's 3, card number 2, and card number 1. So you can vote which one you are loving so far. And we'll start on card number 4, because remember, we have 6 tonight. Appliance shopping, I bet that's exhausting. Exhausting and frustrating, because like if you're not finding what you need, but you also really need it now, and you also don't really want to spend all that money, but maybe you should spend all that money, but is it really a good brand? I get it. I totally get it, Linda. Or Lynn, sorry. It comes across as Linda, so that's why I said that. I know you go by Lynn, though. Okay, so this next card, we're mixing and matching some colors. Y'all can just say, like, zip it, Laura. Keep stamping. I'm okay with that. Okay, so we're using some of the designer paper. This one is actually Summer Splash with Petunia Pop. I might actually do the stripes just to mix it up and make it different. So instead of doing the flowers, we're going to do the stripes. If anybody has any appliance recommendations for Lynn, I'd be happy to share them with her, or she can always read the comments. So help a girl out if you have any yays or nays on any appliances. Have you guys seen the In Color Glimmer paper? And like, look at this. Look at how simple this 1/2 inch by 5.5 inch piece is. So like, you might be thinking like, oh my gosh, the glimmer paper is so expensive and you only get 5 sheets. But if you only use a 1/2 inch, then it goes really far. Like really, really far. And look how beautiful it is. Stunning. Oh wait, before I put this on, I'm going to stamp. This is another one that you might say that dear friend should be in gray. Or it looks fabulous in Summer Splash. See, in Summer Splash, I would say is very blue. But here, I feel like it kind of takes on like a green tint. So that's why I think like this greenery thing would look good in lots of different colors. Okay, so we're going to do Dear Friend in Summer Splash. Perfect. Okay, and then this is one where I interchanged them. It looks like I have the dashed one, but I have the like ribbed one right here. Where is my? I have the Take Your Pick brush, but honestly, I don't really put it on my Take Your Pick tool. I usually just use it just like this. I think if I was going to do like a lot or something, I might put it on. But, meh. There we go. Okay. And then we're doing the greenery in Summer Splash. And then, okay, so now let's add some layers. Also, just because we need to make sure to take care of ourselves. So I'm going to give a little PSA. Make sure to make your well woman visits, your mammograms and stuff like that. Like I said, that's what I did this week was I went to my well woman visit. So, captive audience, make sure you guys take care of that. Take care of yourselves. And we're adding this on with dimensionals. I have like the last few little snippets of this dimensional sheet left. And it's been like cut and mutilated. So I have like half a dimensionals and everything all over the place. Okay. So this is going to go here. And then for that butterfly, I'm going to stamp that on a piece of scrap, basic white, in Petunia Pop. And then what I did was, right after I stamped it, I took my Wink of Stella and colored. And this is going to bleed a little bit. Wink of Stella is kind of, I always call it safe glitter, but I don't know. Lately I've had some problems with my Wink of Stella going on my project. So I don't know if I call it safe glitter anymore. Okay. See, now it's starting to get too splotchy, I feel like. And then, sad to say, but you actually have to fussy cut this out. Don't worry. I already did. So you guys don't have to sit here and watch me fussy cut it out. And I actually popped that up on dimensionals as well. So it's kind of double dimensional, but that's okay. All of my dimensional sheets that are over on my desk are like the leftovers or like the almost running out packs, because I don't want to take those to classes if they're always going to be running out. And so then during this class, I'm always running out. Okay, and then we're going to take our piece of Petunia Pop bordered ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's very soft, very pliable, very thin, so it's not like super bulky on your card, and I love that. So we're going to do 2 bunny ears, wrap around our pointer finger. So we have our 2 bunny ears, and then we're just going to tie a knot with those bunny ears. And there you have a bow. So we're going to manhandle it a little bit and tell it what we want it to do. And then I'm going to use some glue dots to add this to our card. Oh, and you guys want to see something fabulous? Where is the take your pick tool with the dental pick? You guys watch this. They just pop right off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How easy was that? I feel like the last person, I feel like this was the case with another product. I don't remember what that was at the time. The last person to know about this dental pick, the X-Acto knife, and there's another one that comes in this. But it's like the add-on, the Crafter's add-on or something like that. And you guys, this dental pick, heavenly. You really like card number 2 so far? That green one, I know, isn't it beautiful? Okay, And then let's trim our tails. I will say I was like so skeptical, I don't know why, about the mini cut and emboss, which is also on sale this month. I was just like, what do I need that for? I already have the big one. It can do everything. But I'm telling you, that mini is just so handy and fabulous, and I love it. And I think I'm actually going to do a butterfly. I'm going to do a butterfly actually in this corner. And I'm going to do the greenery in the opposing corner. Summer splash, yes. Oh, and then my envelope, I'm going to do the butterfly. I feel like I've done the... I almost want the butterfly to go in the other direction. I thought I'd put it there, like right where you would put your address. Maybe. The colors are growing on you. Well, hopefully after this class, they will be fully grown and you will love them as much as me. So this one I just did the little greenery. This one I did both. Oh, got it. So you can see that you can mix and match these circles. So if you want, you could always die cut 3 of the same circle and then make 3 of the same card, but with different die cuts. This one's got the little dashes. And then this one's got like those open hole dashes. However you want to explain that. And then a little Wink of Stella, a little bling with that glimmer paper. So beautiful. So this is card number 4. And now we'll do card number 5. I'm telling you, all the cards tonight I feel like are fairly simple, but I don't know. That last one, you know, is always like the tricky one. This one, I really just wanted to focus on the in colors, but I also wanted to focus on the different sizes of each of these circle dies. So I did the in colors. I left out Pretty in Pink. I love Pretty in Pink, but I almost feel like it doesn't quite go with this set. These are like tropical colors and like brights. And then like Pretty in Pink is just like precious little baby girl. And I'm like, no, precious little baby girl doesn't belong on the beach with these colors. So that's just me. It's cool. It's good. So I left out Pretty in Pink on this one. These are the 4 sizes, and you can see I did the little dash one, but you could also do either of the other 2 circle sets. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my piece of basic white, and I'm going to put these on, some on dimensionals and some flat. And I'm just going to like spread them out and around wherever. Now see, I could put my greeting up here. But if I do that, I kind of want to move my purple over. Maybe like that. Or okay, I think I'm gonna do this one's gonna be flat too. The other thing is don't feel bad about saving on some paper and having this one be cut off, and then just make sure to tuck that one under. Or you could even have it hang off the card, and then you either trim this off, or if you end up die cutting and the die moves on you, because I did that twice. And then I started using my, yeah. So I did that twice. The die moved on me. I know, it's frustrating. So like this one, but like you could also have it like that. So I just popped these messed up ones into the die case so I can use it a different time. Or Claire will end up getting them, or who knows. Okay, so here's a little partial dimensional. So this one I'm going to fill up with dimensionals. Now the little green one, I might do like a half a dimensional on one side because it'll be like peeking out. So we're going to do this circle like here. And I'm going to do this circle right there. And then, like, honestly, your card could be landscape or portrait, wherever you want your greeting to be. So I'm going to take my scrap white, wherever it went. Where's my little scrap piece? Okay. Oh, wait, it's right here. And what did I do for this one? I might actually do thanks in order to make it smaller. Where is my sample? Oh, I haven't even shown you guys the sample yet. I'm sorry. So it says, dear friend, but I'm going to do thanks on this one. And so we're going to stamp it, and I'm actually going to go up, and then I'm going to place it on here, and we're going to go in a little farther, and then now we have that. I'll add this. Okay. So my little greeting, I almost think I'm going to put down here. Ooh, but before I put that on, I'm going to do my little speckles. So I just did like little speckles around the circles. Whoop. Okay, and then I'm going to add this right down there. So this is just a real fun way to be able to showcase those dies as well as the in colors. And then this is also a great way to use up random leftovers of these dots because you can mix and match and pick and choose. Like, so like I'm going to pick this one here, here, and I think I'm going to do the orange right there. But like, I feel like you could add a million of those. I really wanted to add a million to the other one too. But I held back and I did not. And then on the inside, I just did 4 little gray corners. But of course, you could always use one of the in color colors as well. And honestly, like the card base, I was like, well, which one am I going to use? Should I use the green? Should I use this? Should I like... You could really use any of them. So this is also one of those great cards to use up what you have. You know, like, oh, like you could make this same card with a different card base for all of them. So if you got one of like the cardstock multi-packs, then you would be able to use any of the colors in the pack. And I'm actually going to do some on the back lip as well. So this is card number 5. And again, I did Dear Friend, but I also did Thanks. So you could also do Happy Birthday. Like I said, you could really mix and match any of these to be whatever greeting. And like I think these would be great birthday cards too. So you could easily change up the greeting with your favorite greeting stamp set to be able to create that same look. Card number 5, 4, and then these are all backwards. 3, 2, and 1. And there's a special 6th bonus card tonight because I was super excited and I really wanted to do this one too. I will say, which card was this? I wanted to show you guys. This was card number 4. I did actually stamp the butterfly onto the designer paper. See, there's the dots, and then it's that like Aztec look or whatever. I don't know how to explain it. I stamped on it, but I almost didn't feel like it popped enough. What do you guys think? Can you see the butterfly? Do you like the detail of the designer paper? Or do you feel like you can't really tell it's a butterfly anymore? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. So I didn't actually use it because I didn't feel like it was like enough, but you can let me know whether you think it would have worked perfectly or not. Okay, so we got a funky fold, but it's really easy. I don't know, funky fold or just weird card. Okay, so we have our regular card base. So what I did is, here's my paper trimmer. So I did a regular card base of 8.5 by 5.5. And then I scored it at 4 1/4. So that would be like where you would normally, like if you don't have a score blade, no problem, fold your card in half. And then you would take your card front, so you have that score line, and you would go from the score line to the corner of the card and place that in that middle tray, that middle trough, and then cut. So you're literally cutting the diagonal corner to corner card front. Jan suggests Whirlpool appliance products. She says she likes them. So hopefully that helps maybe solidify a decision or something. Or just adds to the mix of like, I wrote those off. Should I put them back on the list? Maybe. Who knows? Okay. And then this is another one that like you could really use different prints. Now, I will say, so this I did 4 by 5 1/4 and then cut diagonally. So you have the two sides, but of course, like they don't fit. Like, so you can't use the same one. But you could also rotate the paper and then use the other side to get the front or the back, whichever you prefer. So this one I'm using what I'm calling the Aztec-y side. If anybody has a better definition, I'd be happy to take that. And then this goes on that front piece. Then we have a piece of solid basic white. This goes on the inside. And then we have this piece is 3 by 8.5, or yes, 8.5. And then I used my favorite embossing folder, so you can use whatever folder you wish. But I used the new circle dots. I don't want to like super flatten the embossed, but I also want to pop that down. So this is the circle dots embossing folder. I love this one. It's so fabulous. The dots are very bumpy. But it's also like in and out. So like some some bumps pop up and some bumps pop down. So see how it's bumpy and inverted on the inside? Super cute. Love it. Okay, and then I'm going to add this to my card front, but I'm going to use tear and tape just because it's kind of like a working mechanism and I like the stronger adhesive for that sort of thing. Oop. Kind of started to go off the rails there, so. This is another thing that if the picking, I have way too many take your pick tools. Picking that paper, like look at that, Oh, look how easy that was. You just kind of like stab at it from the side and it picks that up. So like if you don't have fingernails or don't have good finger dexterity or anything like that, that works. Okay, this part is a smidge tricky. So with this part, I want this to be centered. I'm going to flip it over since I'm adhesive. I want it to be centered on the inside of my card, but I also need it to be up high enough that it's not going to hit this, which honestly, I think you should be fine if you just centered it. But you also want to be careful. Yeah. So like I have like a good 1/4 inch right there. And then it's also centered. And then for this inside piece, you can either stamp it. I also have these 2 leftover pieces. So you could also add that little strip. But now this is going to make, yes, this is going to make your inside greeting panel smaller. So if you're like, I don't have a lot to write, I'm just wanting to write love Grandma and Grandpa, then you don't have to worry about having a lot of space. But if you are a major writer, you might not want to put that piece in because it's going to reduce your writing. Hi, Laura. You're already here? It's card 6. You missed out. Don't worry. I'll show them all again at the end. And you can always watch the replay. Okay, so this is that half a flower image. And this one I'm going to stamp with my flowers in the basic gray. And I'm going to stamp that little foofy image, the crisscross one. I feel like that's super stained. And I'm just going to kind of stamp this like in and around the flowers. Okay. So it just kind of like fills in around the flowers. And now I'm going to color them. And I actually colored them with the Shy Shamrock and the Pretty in Pink. So this is my light Pretty in Pink. I already colored my butterfly, but I didn't actually color the flowers in advance. So this means you guys can play the Jeopardy music and watch me color because I get nervous and don't always like to talk. But I also don't ever stop talking. And I wonder where Claire gets it from. From me. Funny kid humor because that's all I talk about hardly anymore. Alex has now started saying, hey, Mom, guess what? But whenever you say what, he kind of looks at you like, what? So that's fun. He says that many times. And my in-laws actually watched the kids while we went to an adults-only wedding last weekend. That was super fun. And they had a blast as well with Grandma and Grandpa. Oh, here it is. And I warned them about that, and they're like, yes, it happened a lot. So now I'm just going to kind of add a few little lines at the bottom of my flower. Just for a little extra foof. And then I'm going to do, I will say the stem here is very, very skinny. Don't fall asleep on me, especially you East Coasters. Although I feel like I'm super fast tonight and I'm doing 6 cards. So these must have been easy cards? Also, stay tuned. It's Christmas in July next month for the online card class. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to add this to the card front with dimensionals. Don't worry, I'm off schedule. Actually, I'm not on schedule. There is no schedule. I even have on my letterboard on summer schedule. So I guess I am on some sort of schedule. And then it says anything goes at the bottom of that. I felt like I was doing really good with winging it and summer schedule and for the past 3 weeks. And then this week I've been more like, I'm losing my mind. I need a schedule. I need routine. I need something. So like we did really well with VBS. I stamped the butterfly in basic gray and then colored it with peach pie. And so I colored it in light peach pie. And then again, I added a few dark lines towards the middle there. And then I just fussy cut it out. Very rough. I wasn't going around each of those antennas. In fact, I almost just cut them off completely. And I actually put on flat with a dimensional just at the top. So yeah, I'm kind of like, no, let's go back to like fun, but I felt like we did better with VBS for 3 weeks than I am now with no VBS, because then it's just like we have nothing all day long. And I need some, an activity. I need something to focus on. Even though I was kind of like, VBS is going to kick my butt. And I need a break. But, we're 5 days in on a break and I'm already ready to go back. Okay, and then we have this. Let's see. What do we want to do? Another butterfly? Let's do the flowers. I really like those. But yeah, I'm trying to kind of just relax and enjoy summer vacation with the kids and just chill. But that's really hard for me to do. Just ask Brad. I'm not a chill person. I'm like, what are we doing tomorrow? And he's like, nothing. And I'm like, that's not a thing. But it's not really with the kids. We go for walks and we do this. But I need to know that. I need to know what I'm getting into. So this is card number 6. Card number 6. And I did that stamping on the inside. But you can, like I said, you can always add little leftover designer series paper piece. Because that's the strip that's at the top. So this is card number 6. This is card number 1. This is card number 2. 3. 4. And 5. So 6 fabulous cards. I hope you guys enjoyed these. This is with the Spotlight on Nature stamp set. Like I said, love this stamp set. Super fun. I do think that like I would prefer some other greetings to it. Or, you know, just pulling out a different greeting stamp set. But I'm telling you, those dies, they're so fabulous. The circles in different sizes and patterns and stuff, just so beautiful. So if anything, get the dies. They're currently on back order. If you are wanting them and you want notified when they do come back in, then leave me a comment or send me a message and I'll put you on my list and I'll let you know whenever they're back in. I hope you guys had a wonderful time tonight stamping with me. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your likes, follows, shares, comments, all of that. It's always fun to chit chat with you guys, especially from all over the country. It warms my heart. I love it. And like I said, we're doing Christmas in July next month. I put it on the calendar. And the more I've thought about it, I'm moving it to the week prior because I have it on the calendar as opening day for the Olympics. And I just can't miss opening day. I love the Olympics too much. So I think I'm going to bump it the next week up. I'm like, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. So yeah, I'm going to move it up. I think it'll be like July 19th or something like that, I think. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Wear your sunscreen. And don't forget to schedule those doctor's appointments and take some cards with you when you go. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.